This is a story called The Master of All Masters, and it starts like this. Once, a girl went to the fair to hire herself out as a servant, and she sat all day in the long, hot sun, and nobody would hire her. But finally, at the very end of the day, a very strange-looking old man came up to her, and he hired her to be his servant. And he took her home with him. And when he got there, he said, "Now, if you are going to work for me, there are some things you have to know. For instance, I have my own names for things, and you shall have to learn them. What would you call me?"
Master?
No.
Mister?
No.
Boss, or whatever you please, sir.
You must call me Master of All Masters. Now, what would you call that where I sleep?
Bed?
No.
Couch?
No.
Cot, or whatever you please, sir.
That is my barnacle. Can you remember that? Barnacle.
Yes, sir.
Now, what would you call these that I'm wearing?
Pants?
No.
What would you call those? Trousers?
No.
Pantaloons? Or whatever you please, sir.
You must call these squibs and crackers. Now, what would you call that sitting over by the fireplace?
Fire?
No.
Flame?
No. Can't you think of anything else?
Heat, or whatever you please, sir.
You must call that hot cockalorum. What would you call what you find in the well out there?
Water?
No.
Wet?
Not in my house.
Oh my. Drops, or whatever you please, sir.
You must call that pondalorum. Now, what would you call this?
Cottage, sir.
No, not at all.
House?
No.
Home?
Oh, how ordinary.
Shelter? Whatever you please, sir.
You must call it High Topper Mountain. Now, what would you call that beast over there?
Kitten, sir.
No.
Cat?
No.
Pussycat?
No, I'm afraid not.
Animal?
Oh, come now. You must call her White-Faced Simony.
Whatever you
Do you have that?
Yes.
All right. Now, if you think you can remember all that, you can be about your work now.
Whatever you please, sir.
But it happened that in the middle of the night, the serving girl had to wake her master up in great haste. And she flung open the door to his bedroom and yelled,
Master of all masters, get out of your barnacle and put in your squibs and crackers, for white-faced Simony has a spot of hot cockalorum on her tail, and unless you get some pondalorum, all of High Topper Mountain will be on hot cockalorum.
and that's all. Can you figure out what happened? No?
This is The Cremation of Sam McGee by Robert Service. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold, and the Arctic trails have their secret tales that will make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the South to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of the gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold through the parka's folds, it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd closed, then our lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. On that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe, he turned to me and, Cap, says he, I'll cash in this last trip, I guess. But if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request. Well, till he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he said with a sort of a moan, "It's the cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. It tain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains." Now, Pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn, but oh, he looked ghastly pale. He's crouched in the sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror-driven with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains." Now, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb in my heart, how I cursed that load. In the long, long nights by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathed that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed too heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to that hateful thing, and I'd hearken with a grin, till I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, and I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. "And here," said I with a sudden cry, "is my crematorium." Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the stars overhead, they danced about, ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, "I'll just take one peek inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked." So the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm, in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile, you could see a mile, and he said, "Please close that door. It's fine in here, and I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warned." There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And the Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge, I cremated Sam McGee.
On this side, does it matter to you? This is a story called The Judge by Harv and Margot Zima.
Something horrible is coming this way, creeping closer day by day. Its eyes are scary, its tail is hairy, its paws have claws, it snaps its jaws. This is prisoner number 1. Let justice be done.
Please let me go, Judge. I didn't know, Judge, that what I did was against the law. I just said what I saw. Something horrible is coming this way. It's creeping closer day by day. Oh, I tell you, Judge, we'd all better pray.
This man has told an untrue tale. Throw him in jail. Something horrible is coming this way, creeping closer day by day. Its eyes are scary, its tail is hairy, its paws have claws, it snaps its jaws, it moans, it groans. it chews up stones. This is prisoner number 2, and what did she do?
Please let me go, Judge. I didn't know, Judge, that what I did was against the law. I just said what I saw. Something horrible is coming this way. It's creeping closer day by day. I tell you, Judge, we'd all better pray.
Liar, ninny-hammer, dimwit, dunce, to jail at once. Something horrible is coming this way, creeping closer day by day. Its eyes are scary, its tail is hairy, its paws have claws, it snaps its jaws, it moans, it groans, it chews up stones, it spreads its wings and does bad things. This is prisoner number 3, a scoundrel, I see.
Please let me go, Judge. I didn't know, Judge, that what I did was against the law. I just said what I saw. Something horrible is coming this way. It's creeping closer day by day. I tell you, Judge, we'd all better pray.
Lock him up and throw away the key. He can't fool me. Something horrible is coming this way, creeping closer day by day. Its eyes are scary, its tail is hairy, its paws have claws, it snaps its jaws, it moans, it groans, it chews up stones, it spreads its wings and does bad things. It belches flame and has no name. Something horrible is coming this way. Its eyes are scary. Its tail is hairy. Its paws have claws. It snaps its jaws. Oh. The judge was mistaken, and so he was taken by a horrible thing that's coming this way.
I tell you,
we'd all better pray.